Hey y'all, good evening. You know what time it is? It is 10 p.m., so you know what it is. It's time for the room service. Good evening, beautiful people. All right, it's your girl Pearl Turbo, you know, as usual, with the ever beautiful Delphina and the baddest DJ Big Chris.
Yeah, the virgin.
I hope everyone's had a beautiful day, and you know, it's exactly 10 o'clock, and you're tuned into the room service on Y107.9. I'm your host, Pearl Turbo, keeping you company until midnight. And tonight, we are going deep into a topic that touches so many lives, but is often swept under the carpet. And it's a very important, but sometimes unforgettable topic. And the ever beautiful topic and loving but touching one is sexually transmitted infections and diseases, STIs and STDs.
We're going deep.
Yes, we're going to go right deep into it.
How deep?
Very deep. Okay. You know, like how it's very wet. When you wear a shoe and it's wet, it goes in.
Shoe?
Simple.
Wet?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
So like I was saying, don't switch that dial just yet. This is not about scaring you. It's more about empowering you with knowledge, breaking the stigma, and having those real conversations we often shy away from. And we're going to break down the facts, clear up some myths, and also talk about how to stay safe and healthy. And you don't want to miss this because we have a special guest in the studio tonight. She's a medical doctor who will help us unpack everything you need to know about prevention, symptoms, treatment, and most importantly, how to stay safe. Yes, she's a medical doctor who knows this field inside out. So grab your tea, your coffee, your whiskey, your beer, whatever it is you like to drink or sip on, juice, pussy juice, whatever you like. Whatever makes you comfortable at this hour, you know.
Bro, what is happening to you?
Everybody likes different types of juice. Some men like pussy juice, some men like mango juice, some men like orange juice. So, you know, you gotta
like
specify.
pineapple juice.
Thank you very much. From different places. And you benefit at the end of the day anyway. Yes, and so tonight we're going to be talking about health, sex, and responsibility. And tonight we have in the studio Dr. Josephine Doji Entry. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Phil and Tim.
What is I was saying there? Hey, Virgin, what are you saying?
The name is sweet. Nice name.
That's so warm. Yes, Doc, thank you so much for being here tonight. And to our listeners, remember, this is a safe space, and we're not opening up the phone lines just yet. We'll open them up at 11 p.m., but you can call us from 11 p.m., sending your messages, that's SMS, and your WhatsApp messages as well to 020-2222-073. And know that this place is a no judgment zone. So no judgments here. Your questions and thoughts are so welcome anonymously, or if you want to, mention your name, we don't mind, but just know that it's a no judgment zone. So we're going to go on a very quick music break, really quick
But
one.
before we go on the quick break, just know that Room Service is proudly sponsored by Pleasure Avenue, which is a premier adult online store based in Accra. 7 customers nationwide and worldwide. We offer a carefully created selection of high quality products designed to inspire exploration, enhance intimacy, and elevate your pleasure. And you can connect with us on our social media platforms. On WhatsApp, that's 055-274-6582. Snapchat, Pleasure Avenue 0. Instagram, Pleasure Avenue 1. And on TikTok, it's just Pleasure Avenue. Yeah.
Yes, so we'll be right back. Yes.
For the best in urban music.
So I need your attention. Thank you very much. All right, guys, and we are right back. Yes.
Yeah, please, some of you should be doing the bending. We'll be here and talking to you. We'll be talking to you through it. Don't worry.
All right, so Dr. Josephine Doji Entry. Yes. I hope I mentioned the middle name right.
Yeah, you did. I mean, people have problem mentioning my middle name, but you got it right.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Oh my lord. This week I have struggled with mentioning names.
This weekend,
There's one I said
Jagblioko.
Jagblioko.
Yes.
Jagblioko. See, I've tried.
Is she Eve?
No.
Gone.
Go.
Oh,
She said it, and I said Charlie. I was like, I'll try again.
yeah.
All right, Dr. Aintree.
Yeah.
So tonight we're just gonna dive right into it with the basics, and we always hear about STIs and STDs, but I think we often confuse the two, whereby we think STIs are the same as STDs. So could you please tell us what's the difference between an STI and an STD?
Well, so STIs
Yes.
is sexually transmitted infection.
Okay.
Okay, so that means that you are yet to be infected, or
Oh.
there's an infection, but the symptoms are yet to be manifested.
Right.
So that is STI. So there's a presence of an infection.
Mhm.
Whereas STD means that you have an infection and symptoms are noticeable.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So that means then infections are curable, can be treated
If picked up early,
if picked up early.
yes. That's why we are always preaching preventative medicine than curative medicine.
Right.
So you don't wait for the existence of the condition, but from time to time you subject yourself to some sort of screening, and then you can pick up the conditions early so that the right interventions is sorted.
I see.
Yeah.
But okay, so can we have some examples of like an STI, like STIs?
Right. Okay. So for example, you can have, let's say, bacterial vaginosis.
Okay.
Which is an STI.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So, conditions like that can go asymptomatic, like chlamydia infections, okay, caused by the bacteria Chlamydia trachomatis. Infections like that can go asymptomatic, but whereas the symptoms begin to show or begins to manifest, that is when you say that such a person has an STDs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying someone can have an STI and not even know.
Yes, it can go very asymptomatic. There are a number of STIs that needs to be explored, a number of them that needs to be explored. So, I mean, as time goes on, we'll delve into each of them
I see.
and then try to unravel the myth and demystify the myth as well. Yeah.
That's true.
That's
Okay.
great.
I see. Okay, because all right, so you've actually made me understand it in a different way. Because then before, I always thought that STIs are treatable ones, like the treatable infections whereby, let's say someone has gonorrhea and they know that if I go to the hospital, it's an STI, I can get treated or get this injection and then I'm okay. But I didn't know that if the symptoms stay on for a long time, it can generate onto
Into-
something else and become an STD. I
Yes,
never
and
knew
you can
that.
have a lasting complications associated with them when you don't pick them up early. So that is why these days, if you look at most of the facilities around, they are encouraging STI screenings. Okay, so that once the condition is picked up early, you can, have a total remission, either than it's having some dire ramifications and then
Okay.
other complications that you can't
Okay.
find solution to.
So basically, that means if one is sexually active, they should get regularly checked.
It's very important.
So then,
Guys, you can live with it and not know. So please,
Yeah.
be checking regularly.
Yes,
We beg,
you
why?
have to do that.
so then,
regularly.
Doc, with what you said, is that the reason why, with the cervical cancer,
Cancer.
they have the vaccine now?
Yes.
Is that the reason
It's
why?
not now. It's been in
Oh.
existence for some time now. In the UK, they advocate for their young girls,
Right.
their virgins, to get a vaccine before they start sexual intercourse.
Why?
But in our part of the world, because of how expensive the vaccine is,
Yeah.
it is now coming to our part of the world.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are they advising the virgins to take the vaccine before being sexually active?
Very good. So for you to have a very responsive treatment or responsive prevention to cervical cancer, and now let me say that there are a number of strains that causes cervical cancer. We have about 100 serotypes, but then the most high risk that we call them are the human papilloma virus 16 and 18. They are high risk for cervical cancer, whereas we have the 6 and 11, which causes genital warts. I mean, you've heard of genital warts. So the human papilloma virus does not only cause cervical cancer, but then it also causes genital warts as well. Now, the reason why we advocate for young girls before sex is that it is, medical science is saying that once they are exposed to sexual activity, we don't know what their escapades might lead them into. And so they might decide to explore probably with multiple sexual partners. And you don't know who is going to infect who. So once you institute the prevention by letting them get the vaccine before sexual activity, you are reducing the incidence of cervical cancer.
Right.
Okay.
So meaning if they're active, their risk is high.
Yes.
Okay.
I asked that because I remember was it last year I wanted to go get the cervical cancer, the vaccine, and then they made me do the HPV test. And according to what they said, if it comes out that you do have it, they wouldn't allow you to take the vaccine. They would have to treat you, and if you're negative, then you can. It's like a clearance test.
Correct.
And like you said, it's actually very expensive. So yeah, and like what you said too.
For people who don't know, Doc, can you clear us on what HPV is?
All right, thank you. So HPV is human papilloma virus.
Oh, right.
Human papilloma virus, and it can be contacted or how is that right?
Contacted,
okay. Yeah, through sexual activity. In our part of the world, cervical cancer has not been a thing until recently, where advocacy has been, something very loud now. WHO has made January, the whole month of January, as a month where we celebrate or we advocate for cervical cancer awareness, just as we do for breast cancer in October. Yeah, but January now, a lot of people are becoming sensitized with how deadly cervical cancer can be. And there's something we call secondary prevention. Okay, so secondary prevention involves screening. Okay, whereas you go into communities and screen them for any condition, just so you can pick up the condition before the onset of the disease. Okay. That is secondary prevention. So with that advocacy, then people now become very sensitized that so there's cervical cancer. If I do this, if I have multiple sexual partners, if I have a family, there's one thing with cancers, a number of times people will want to let's say stereotype people, because they think that if you have a bad sexual practice, then it means that you are prone to getting some of these conditions. But apart from sexual activity, it runs in families. So for example, if your mother had it, probability that you have the gene responsible for making you get plus your exposure. So family history, smoking, alcohol, contraceptive use, plus your exposure.
Contraceptive use.
I was about to mention that. So contraceptives is also a cause of the cervical cancer.
Wait, which of the contraceptives?
So we have the estrogen high contraceptive that are high in estrogen. Okay, that is why now they're advocating that if they can bring the one that is more of progesterone content, then we can decrease.
So that's the hormonal
factors. Hormonal
contraceptives. Okay, so like contraceptives like the IUD does not.
Oh no, IUD doesn't.
It doesn't.
I'm talking about the oral ones that we take.
Okay,
the one that people take like.
Let's say emergency. Maybe you have sexual encounter, and then there's one that you take between 0 and 72 hours.
Yes. So the emergency pill, right? Okay, and I think we spoke about that. That's to be taken twice a year, right?
Yeah.
Some people take it like it's paracetamol.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. They take like it's chewing gum.
It exposes you to a whole lot of
Okay, I see. Interesting. So you're saying that means someone could have an STI, that's a sexually transmitted infection, and not know at all, and just be spreading it. Wow.
And talk of you just spoke of cervical cancer.
Yes.
we also have another strain of the HPV virus that we call the 6 and 11. Okay, they causes the genital warts. So sometimes you be there and then you see some blisters, sore-like lesions on your vulva, vagina area.
Like
Okay.
small flowers, like cauliflower. Yeah.
And then sometimes if you're a man,
Yeah, if you look at it on Google, it looks. I'm so
Oh,
curious.
wow.
I'm so curious. I always.
Yeah, that's interesting to know. Yeah. So for men, they will see it around their penile area. You know, sort of some rush-like. Sometimes sore-like. All these things, you know, are signs that you probably have genital warts, and you need to see your healthcare provider for proper examination. For probably maybe some, if it is sore-like now, then they can take a swab and then do a test to ascertain
see.
what might be causing that.
Right.
Yeah.
So that means, as a lady, when you're either washing yourself or looking at your vagina or somewhat, and you see like some growths that you're not familiar with, you should have it checked.
Yes.
Ideally, everybody should visit the gynae at least once a year.
Once a year, as a woman.
Yes, just for, you know, your routine check.
Right.
So that the doctor puts a speculum, inspect the cervix, inspect maybe the outer area, the vagina, the vulva, the clitoris, and all those places. Then they can put a speculum and then look at the cervix. If there are any changes, they can pick it up. Okay, they can also go ahead and do their bimanual pelvic examination, where the doctor, you know, see if there are masses, they are able to pick up fibroids and all, you know, other ovarian tumors by their examination. And then when you do that, it becomes a benchmark. Let's say if you are visiting a particular hospital for a longer time, your gynae will be able to say that, okay, so I did this last year, but this year I'm noticing this. Can we go ahead and do this investigation to ascertain why the change?
So it's also advisable to visit one particular, if this is your doctor or this is the gynae you're going to, you should be going there frequently.
Yeah, once a year.
Once a year, okay.
And make sure you keep your data, your scans, your outcomes, and everything. You don't.
So even if you should change, the new doctor you go to, you should be able to tell them, oh, this is my medical history.
Yeah.
So per this report, what do you think we should do next?
Correct. And now with the hospital software system we operate, when you travel from one area to the other, because of the system we operate, you are able to see the data and the, history,
Everything.
previous history, and all that. So it never gets missing.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Doc, you mentioned that genital warts, also men can contract genital warts, and it grows on their penis, the tip, that is. So, in the case where a woman is about to give a man a blowjob and she sees something like that on his penis, can she, how do I even put it, suggest to the man that, hey, I think you might have this or that, or suggest to him that, let me go get tested? Because, in this part of the world, such topics are not easily discussed. It's quite dicey, So how do you go about such a discussion when you're with your man and you realize such a thing? Like, you're not exactly sure unless you go to the hospital and it's confirmed. How do you come up with that suggestion that, I think we should go to the hospital to get tested because A, B, C, D? How do you go about that?
Right. So if the man is very understanding, he should be able to, understand whatever you are telling him.
Right.
At the end of the day, you've seen something you feel you're not comfortable with, and so you can't do that. And also, let me also state here that for oral sex practices, okay, it has some, long-term complications as well. For example, we have some cancers that affect the head and neck, around the tonsils and then the pharynx and all those places, you see. So studies have shown that a number of times it's as a result of, oral sex.
Both men and women.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So wait, Doc, let me just be sure about what you're saying right now. So what you're trying to say is there's been some cancers associated with...
There are some cancers.
Yes, associated...
Not been, there are.
Oh, damn.
So we call them cancer of the head and neck.
Head and neck.
Yes.
Okay.
As you're giving head, just know that you can contract a cancer of the head.
So, Doc, is it that there's something from how does the whole thing come about? I'm trying to understand.
What exactly? What exactly from head giving causes cancer?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to understand. Is it that there's something from the man's penis that, can you
or the
help us?
woman's vagina?
Yeah.
Right. So
Can you
you
help
see,
us understand that?
right. So you see, when you're having sexual intercourse, it's between two people.
Yeah.
Definitely, somebody is picking and giving to another.
Yeah.
So if you are giving blow job, how do you say it?
Blowjobs.
Yes, that.
So if you are giving blow job,
Yeah.
just think of all the people the man has.
Oh my Jesus.
You see why I say I don't give. So, funny thing is, I have noticed that in the past, whenever I gave someone head, I get rashes on my face. So
Oh.
now I don't. No matter who you, I will not.
Oh my goodness. So wait, even though the man has taken a shower,
I don't care.
he would it would still.
I will not.
Oh geez, ladies.
Skincare is
Wow.
expensive.
That's crazy. All right, guys, you're still tuned into Room Service, and tonight's hot topic is STIs and STDs. And with us today is Dr. Josephine. Sorry, I'm so sorry, Dr. Josephine Aintree. And so, Doc, wow. My mind is blown. Yeah, my mind is blown.
Papa is gassed.
Yes, but that's really interesting, and I don't think many people know that there's a cancer of the head and
neck,
and head and neck rather. Okay, that is from oral sex.
Yeah.
Interesting. And so
How
different partners. So, Doc, is it right when they say that you meet a man, you have unprotected sex, and after that sex, you all of a sudden, your vagina, you get infections? Could you say that the man probably gave it to you based off of having a different sexual partner, like sort of transferring, like you said, STIs, they don't show too often or very soon. Could you say it's one of those?
Well, so I would say it's very dicey because, you have to be careful you don't cause problem between two people in a relationship or in marriages. That is why sometimes you just have to exercise a bit of decorum when you are, trying to, initiate some of these things, try to talk to partners and all that. I would say that yes and no. Because there are times that the woman will be a carrier but is asymptomatic, meaning that she is not showing symptoms.
Right.
But the man might have precipitated whatever was, in there. And for women, they are very good carriers of conditions that might not show symptoms until after some time. So it could be that maybe the man is even very faithful and not doing anything, but you have been carrying it for some time now, and then now it is manifesting.
Doc, how long can STIs live in a woman or a man? I mean, the women you said are very good carriers. How long can it go without being noticed?
It depends on the type of STIs.
So,
For
can you give us?
example,
Yes.
For example, we have an STI called chlamydia trachomatis. That's the organism, and it causes chlamydia infection.
Right.
Okay, so with the chlamydia infection, those conditions for women, it can go very asymptomatic. It can go as long as 2 months, 3 months. It stays in you before you start to manifest symptoms. What are some of the examples of the symptoms you can manifest? Example number 1, you can urinate with pain. You can have some discharge from your vaginal area, which can be very unpleasant. You can also have some pelvic pain, abdominal discomfort, and for the men, they would have what we call urethral discharge. So you see that some discharge will be coming from the penile area outside, which is very abnormal. So when you see that, you have to report to your healthcare provider. A number of times people think that they have this and then they go like, oh, it's nothing. But then at the long term of it, you can become infertile.
Wait, what? From the chlamydia infection?
Yeah, you can have infertility.
It causes infertility.
Yeah.
If not treated.
Yeah.
Wow. But how are you even pain and you're in pain? How will you live with this without treating it?
For some people, especially women, it can go unnoticed for some time until the symptoms begin to manifest. And the time the symptoms begin to manifest, if the person doesn't pay attention to it and get the treatment, the complications can be very dark.
It gets
Can be very
complicated.
dark.
I see.
Yeah. Doc, so from our street president is Ashama. Said I should ask, what you are saying, meaning we shouldn't do, they shouldn't do licking.
Okay, wait, Doc, from what you
I'm not the one who
said.
said it.
Yeah.
They are saying.
From what you said, the oral sex, does it go both ways?
Yes.
Both
Yeah,
men
both
and
ways.
women?
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
No,
Are you thinking just
no, because no, you see, because I mentioned, I said blowjob earlier.
Yes.
I didn't say head. That's why. Yeah.
I mentioned
That's why
head.
Oh, okay. I
Both
didn't
of them
hear
are
that.
heads.
I didn't hear that.
Okay,
But
so they are all. So
Chris, could you
Yeah.
not say that I should ask you that who are you licking?
I didn't say me. I said the president of street.
He said the president of streets.
So-
Just asking.
Yes.
Doc, we've been talking about STIs. Let's move a little bit to STDs.
STDs.
Yes. Can we have some examples of STDs? These days, the most prevalent ones.
Okay, so the most prevalent ones,
Yeah.
you can have what we call bacterial vaginosis. Okay, that is caused by Hanadella vaginalis, one of the organisms. Okay,
Right.
you can also have trichomoniasis. Okay,
Sorry, repeat that again.
trichomoniasis.
That's right.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Never
there are a number you've never heard of.
Right.
Yes. So we have trichomoniasis, which is caused by the organism Trichomonas vaginalis.
I
Okay.
see.
So those ones are some of the STDs that
Okay.
you should be looking out for. Then we have gonorrhea, syphilis. Okay,
Yeah.
they are also STDs. For gonorrhea, some people, especially women as well, they are good carriers. Syphilis also, women are good carriers. But for the men, you see them having the urethral discharge and all that, and so they just give themselves out like that.
At their
And
goal.
yes,
Okay.
at their goal. But for
Okay.
women, they are very good carriers. That is how come men are able to pick it from women, and then they go and give it to another woman.
Oh,
And then
damn.
it becomes a cascade of
Yeah.
transfer of
Yeah.
conditions.
Right.
You
From the
understand?
anta to the stigma of a flower.
Yeah.
So, Doc, how about also HIV and AIDS?
Yeah. So HIV is also an STD. But before you get to the AIDS stage, it starts from the HIV infection. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So there are 4 stages. We have stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. If stage 1, you are very asymptomatic, you don't show any symptoms. Stage 2, that's when you begin to get the cutaneous manifestation, that's the skin manifestations and all that. Then stage 3, you have the diarrhea, the loss of weight, and then the stage 4 is the
Final,
terrible one.
yeah.
So for that, I mean, the campaign has been going on for some time now. When
Yeah.
it comes to now, I don't know whether Ghana AIDS Commission is not well resourced, so it looks like the campaign is a little bit, subtle. But I mean, in people's own ways, NGOs and all that are doing some
Yeah.
advocacies when it comes to that.
Yeah.
With HIV, it is not only through sexual intercourse.
Yeah.
The other means you can get is IV drug users from
Yeah.
mother to child.
Yes.
Okay, that is why we are advocating that if you are pregnant, now, I mean, WHO has made it mandatory that if you are pregnant, we should do HIV tests for
Yeah.
you, so that we put you right on the drug from the first trimester, so that you don't
Before.
pass the condition
To
onto
the
the
child.
baby, onto the
Right.
baby. I mean, I've seen a mother with all 4 children being positive, and I felt like, if they had picked it up early,
Yeah,
maybe
the
she wouldn't
children.
have.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
unfortunate. So, Doc, you mentioned with HIV, you go from stage 1, 2, 3, 4 before it gets to AIDS.
AIDS, yeah.
So, within what period of time
Oh.
or an estimate can you give for you to go through all 4 stages and get to the
Before you
AIDS?
transition to the AIDS.
Yes.
10 to 15.
10 to
Yes.
15 years.
Yes.
Of you knowing that you have HIV or not knowing?
Of not knowing.
Of not knowing.
Because you see, when you don't screen, you don't find.
Right.
You get it.
I
That is why
see.
it's important that from time to time, even if not HIV test, there are other tests that you also need to do. Because you see, for HIV now, it's not scary because of the antiretroviral.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people that are on antiretroviral that are doing very well. You see them, you don't even know that they have the condition. And then there are people too that have the condition that have decided not to take their medication.
Oh my
Yay,
goodness.
You
why?
understand?
That's wicked.
That have decided not to take their medication, and they have to go through consistent counseling.
Yeah.
Consistent counseling.
Counselor,
Yes.
they're talking to you and not listening. What else?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Doc, with the HIV, are there some symptoms that you can look out for without getting tested? Like some symptoms whereby you see, I've seen this on me, it's not normal, perhaps I should get tested. Like you've had sex or you've been exposed and you start to see some differences or changes in your skin or something.
How long does it take to even start manifesting?
15 to 10 years.
No. I mean, from the
The
onset.
exposure from when you get exposed.
Exposure, you don't really get in it. But sometimes in the first 2 weeks, you might get some flu-like symptoms. Okay, then it will be as if you are getting some upper respiratory tract infection, which goes off after a while. Then you become okay. And after 10, 15 years, you now begin to show the manifestation, the proper manifestation, the classic manifestation. That's why they always say get tested, know your status, and then protect yourself if you know your status.
Right.
You understand?
Crazy.
Right.
Doc, can you please take us through herpes? Because that is something people don't really talk about.
Yeah. So for herpes simplex virus, okay, we have the type 1 and the type 2. The type 1 is the mode of transmission is by oral encounter. Okay, let's say if you are kissing, okay, or if you are using, let's say, a cup or something with someone that has the infection, because a number of times those people will develop what we call cold sores. I don't know whether you see people with, those blisters on the around the mouth and all that area. Yes, so these people will develop the cold sore. But the funny thing or the trick about this condition is that you don't show symptoms. You see, it's not like gonorrhea, whereby after you've manifested the condition, you start to show maybe you are having painful sexual encounter, pain in the pelvis, some discharges that has foul smell. This one, it doesn't. Okay, so that makes it scarier. And then for children, the type 1 is not sexually acquired.
Yeah.
Okay, so for children in preschools and all that, where they'll be using same straw and all that, they can pick the infection. But the thing is, with the herpes simplex virus, you can have it. I mean, about if you take 10 people, I think 5 people have the infection and they don't know.
Wow.
Yes, it doesn't really give any complications that are really scary. Okay, it is the 2, which is gotten through sexual encounter, that gives you the genital warts.
Right.
Okay.
Oh.
And then also if you have sexual practices like oral sex, you can get the 2 and the 1 at the same time because
Double trouble.
because you are picking the infection from the genital area into the mouth area. You understand? So that is it with herpes.
And
simplex.
is it curable?
No, it is not curable.
It's not curable.
It's not
I
curable.
see.
Just like HIV/AIDS.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. We've observed a lot.
And then there's also another thing that we've ignored for some time now. That is the hepatitis B.
Yes, that's. I think that's even more deadly than the others, like HIV and the others. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And that one is gotten through sexual encounter. Mother can transmit to child.
Yes.
That is why if you look at the expanded program on immunization, what we call the API, there's been this advocacy for children. So once you deliver a child in the hospital,
They take the hepatitis
yes,
Yeah.
we give them BCG, OPV0, and then the Hep B, vaccine
Shots,
as
yeah.
well. Yes. So it's because number of times we just gloss over the Hep B infection, but the consequences or ramification can be very dire. Yeah, so you can look at complications like you can have liver failure, liver cancer.
Yeah.
You can also look at complications like, let's say, liver cirrhosis, okay?
Yeah.
Because there's so much scarring around the liver. So now the liver goes through a lot of, it's trying to compensate, so it goes through a lot of processes just to save itself, but at the end of the day,
It just
then
dies.
it just dies.
So I think even with the Hep B, they have the vaccine now
Yes.
as
Yeah.
well. I think you take it in 3 shots, like
Yes.
3
Yes.
separate
Yes.
shots.
But you
yes.
need to do the test, the
Before-
hepatitis test,
Before.
be negative before
Yeah.
you
go
take
in
the
for
shot.
it.
If you are positive, it doesn't mean that that's the end of it. Okay,
Mhm.
I know people that have hepatitis B and they are walking. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's better to know than not to know.
Not to know,
Yes.
yeah, that's
Because
true.
the end thereof is a cancer.
Yeah.
You understand? So why wait till when something can be done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you have the infection, you'll be asked to do a profile, a Hep B profile, where they look at the parameters. You'll be asked to do a liver function test,
Okay.
and then with that, the doctor can look at that and make an informed decision whether you. It's not every hepatitis that needs treatment. Some of them you just need to monitor the people for like every year.
Yeah.
They should have like a baseline lab. Let's say they did one this year. Next year they are repeating the lab. And then if they have the labs done for next year and it's still same, you advise them on what to do. You don't wait because, like I said, the complications can be very dire, and we don't want to get there.
I think like what you said, knowing a lot of people who have the AIDS and all of that, it's somehow similar to having, I think, is it AIDS or HIV, whereby you constantly have to be checking your viral load.
Yes,
is it
yes,
something
yes,
like that?
Yes,
Yeah.
you do viral load as well. with
Okay.
Hep B, yeah.
Okay, I see. All right.
So with the hepatitis vaccine, so you take the test, it's negative, and you get the vaccine.
Yes.
Do you have any chance of contracting it?
The Hep B.
Yes.
If you get the vaccine, no. If you get the vaccine, it protects you.
Protects you
Yeah.
for life.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great.
Okay. All right. So we've observed a lot.
So now the take home point is that we know we have vaccine for hepatitis B, we have vaccine for human papilloma infection, that's a cervical cancer.
Yeah.
Okay, but
It's expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive, but I mean, like I always say,
It's worth it.
it's worth protecting yourself than waiting for the complication. In our part of the world, healthcare is not. Our health system is not so robust.
Yeah.
There are bits of deficiencies here and there,
Oh, yeah.
and so you need to be your own health.
Exactly.
Take
Take initiative
Yeah.
of your own health.
it,
Yeah.
because I mean these conditions we are even talking about, I don't think the health insurance
No, it
It
doesn't.
will not cover.
I don't think so.
you need to make it as a daily practice. That's okay. So when the year begins, let me just take my health into my own hands.
Yeah.
I'm doing kidney test, I'm doing liver test, I'm doing a full count. Okay. Let me, if I have not done my hepatitis B test, let me quickly do it, get a vaccine.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because a number of times, you see, we ignore so many things. For example, people think that, okay, when people are having multiple sexual partners and they think that it's normal. Okay, I mean, somebody will even say that it's my life. Yes, we agree it's your life, but just try and protect that life for us. So
Exactly.
that, yes.
Because you're putting other people at risk as well.
Yes, you're putting other people at risk as well. So if you're able to do that, then you save the population from
Exactly.
going through a lot of, troubles and then all other issues. So it's very important that we lay emphasis on preventative medicine. Okay, that is what public health is all about. Preventative medicine. But
okay.
in our part of the world, here in Ghana, we all do curative. We wait for the conditions to happen. I know people that have gone to school, have their masters, have their PhD, and they will tell you they wouldn't go to hospital.
Yeah, they're scared of what to hear or
Yeah.
what hear.
So you live and just transmit it to other people.
Yeah.
There are people like that.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
wickedness.
Yeah, I think there are even hospitals, and I know about Noguchi. Sometimes they have the screening that they do. Let's say cervical cancer month, they have free screenings. Breast cancer, I think, is it even Hep B? Sometimes some of the vaccines they have either discounts or
UGMC.
UGMC. Yes, they
Okay.
have that as well. So I think, like you said, you have to take initiative of your own health, because nobody would come and drag you from your room or your house to do so. And I mean, it would benefit you in the long
Not
run.
just you and other people.
And other people.
Thank
I
you.
think even with in educating the public, we also have to educate the salons, because they deal with sharp
whether
objects.
they sterilize their stuff or not, even the barbering shops. You can pick up a lot of infections from all these places. It's not all the time to be sexual. So you don't accuse your partner that maybe he or she is cheating. There are other places where you can get some of these infections from. And then, I mean, given this opportunity, there's one thing that I would like to say. For women, we like to douche. And now, I don't know if I'm going to spoil somebody's business now.
Please go ahead.
Please
go ahead. It's health, so please go ahead.
So you see, the pH of the vagina is 3.5 to 4.5. Okay. And we have something we call lactobacilli. These are bacteria that protect, they are the normal flora. That God has done it such a way that they protect itself, and then they are so sterile in the sense that should anything go in there, they'll be able to wash it off naturally. But because of practices like wearing of synthetic panties, and practices like douching and using feminine wash, and sometimes using perfumes and all that, we alter the pH of the vagina, and that does not augur well for us, because when you do all these things, it means that you are going to alter the pH of the vagina, making way for other infections to invade. Now, when you do that, what you put yourself in harm's way. For example, you are going to be prone to getting recurrent vaginal infections like candidiasis. So somebody will be like, no, I've been treating candida for a long time and it's not going. Are you wearing synthetic panties? Are you douching? Are you using perfumes?
Perfumes?
Yeah, people use perfumes.
Yeah, people use perfumes on their vaginas.
Yeah, people use.
Why? I think it's some of those perfumes that are like when you use make your vagina tight, make it smell. All of those things. And now they have the what they call it? Is it kayamata? Yes, all those things.
Were they not taught in school to just use water to wash?
Yes. I think some people don't know that, because I know for a fact that the feminine wash, some people feel like you have to use a feminine wash for that area to be clean, but all you need is water. Like Doc said.
No, it will interest you to know that there are people that have gone to school that still do this practice. So it's not about where they know to this school. It will interest you to know there are people that have gone to school, and probably because they want their partner to feel them, quote unquote, feel them
at the detriment of your health.
Yeah, so they subject themselves to all these practices, and then at the end of the day, they allow themselves for organisms to invade. That's why people will get recurrent candida. Every time you go and do a high vaginal swab, all they pick up is a candida albicans. And they think that probably maybe your partner will even think that you are doing something, but it's because of your own bad practices and habits that is predisposing you to the, and then also in our part of the world we don't have a good control for antibiotics. So everybody steps into the pharmacy and they are buying antibiotics. Until recently, where I went to a few pharmacies and then they were insistent on the prescription. And that's when I knew that, I think yes. But elsewhere where the MCA or the pharmacist or you just vibe and the next moment they are giving you the medication to go. We don't have a good control when it comes to antibiotics, because prolonged use of antibiotics predisposes you to getting, candida infections. If you have a lower immune system, let's say if you have all these cancers, all this HIV infection, it predisposes you to getting, candida as well. And then if you are also the type that likes to use oral contraceptive, you also predisposes yourself to getting these infections as well. And then also those that often would have infections like diabetes, because the immune system lowers. So it's then yes, a little bit of trigger, then you are in trouble.
Right. So it's in your best interest to always have a high immune system.
So I should ask if maybe the ladies that don't wear the panty too, is it good or is bad?
Anti-pay.
So the anti-pay people. Doc, is it good for them or is bad?
Oh, it's okay. I mean, once
the anti-pay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they wear trousers or something.
Yeah.
They wear trousers.
Yes.
It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The ladies, the anti-pay.
Continue anti-pay, but with caution.
We're going to go on a very quick music break, and when we get back, we're going to bust some myths, because there's several myths concerning STIs and STDs, and we will deal with all of that when we get back. Stay tuned and do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. And all of that, but keep us safe, y'all. If you have multiple partners, use condoms. Don't give blowjobs. Don't give her head, because like Doc said, you're exposing yourself to cancer of the head and neck.
And don't be shy to walk into a pharmacy to buy a condom, please.
Yes, they can.
Yes.
Now they have the tank condom.
And you know, even legally, it's a crime to give head. It's a crime.
Hey!
Yeah, legally. It's in the criminal code. Yes, legally, it's a crime.
The law, yeah, sorry.
Doc, you see the way the law and health, they're working together. Hey, if it was good, it won't be in the criminal code that it is a crime.
So which law?
I swear.
Someone is asking that, how do we not do BJ and get straight to the job?
You can give a hand job, play with a dick, or something. Don't give
We're
head.
not saying don't give blowjob at all. You can, but if it's with one partner. But if multiple partners, that is you're prone to having a neck and head cancer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one day they get it.
You're so tuned into Room Service, and tonight's hot topic is STIs and STDs. Remember, I'm your host, Pearl Turbo. I'm here with my co-host, Delphina, and Big Chris DJ. Tonight we have with us Dr. Josephine Aintree, who at this moment we're about to bust some myths, because there are so many myths that are flying around in regard to STIs and STDs. So, Doc, let's go right into it. So the first myth that we often hear is that you can tell if someone has an STI just by looking at them. Is that true or false?
It's false.
Completely false.
It's false. Like I itemized earlier on in the presentation, I mentioned that some people even have the condition, like let's say chlamydia.
Yeah.
A chlamydia infection. People have the condition and they don't even look it.
Yeah.
They don't look
Like
don't
they
look
have.
like they have the
right.
chlamydia infection.
Okay.
You understand? So you can't look at somebody's face and just say that they have, an STI or an STD.
That wouldn't be right.
No, it's wrong.
Okay, I see. So secondly, STIs we hear are most often people who sleep around, people who are promiscuous, who have multiple partners. So people believe that if, let's say, you're a virgin, or you're not promiscuous, you don't expose yourself to contracting an STI or STD. How is that true or false?
That is yes and a no, because
Okay.
if you're a virgin, yes, STIs you won't get them. Okay, but let's say you're a virgin, you broke your virginity with the wrong guy,
Right.
a guy that's like all over the place. Probably you will pick up an infection, and that will be your doomsday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. So, Doc, you're
first
saying
is your
it's
doomsday.
both true and false that
Virgins.
people who sleep around are those who contract STIs.
Yes.
Okay, so true, because having multiple sexual partners, like we know, is not and exposes you.
But I think it's not even morally right
Right.
to have like multiple sexual partners, unless maybe you are doing it for your own, fancy or fantasies, or just to derive some sort of joy
Yeah.
or some satisfaction in that. Then,
Right.
yeah.
But Doc, sorry. Doc,
Continue.
condoms too can break. So in that regard, to what then do you do? I've heard of this PrEP, but how do you go about preventing yourself from contracting it when you get to notice that the condom you were using actually got broken? What do you do after that?
So you see, there are good condoms, and then there are other, So make sure that the condom you are buying is, a worldwide acknowledged one,
Right.
and not something that somebody manufactured just behind their house or homes or something.
Yeah.
Understand? You have to look out for brands. Okay, when you do that, it will help you. And also, in a part of the world, people feel shy, go to the pharmacy to buy a condom. You should never feel shy to buy a condom. I think the Catholic Church, they will do AB. You see, you know,
Yeah.
there's ABC, but Catholics don't believe in the use of condoms.
Yeah.
So they do abstinence and then be faithful.
Yes.
But where the world has gotten to,
You cannot.
we can't pretend that it's not happening. Okay, we can't pretend. So we rather need to advocate that, you know, just go to the
Protect
pharmacy, buy a condom, protect yourself. When you do that, you are saving yourself, you are saving your finances, because when you get any of these conditions, it involves a lot of money
for treatment.
Money and time, resources.
and even the how you train the people around you, the family
Yes.
support, the
Yes,
emotional
yes.
torture for the people that are around you. It's not something that you want to get now. Yeah.
I see.
Okay. Doc, can you talk to us about shaving?
Okay.
And if you can contract, any infection through that.
Okay, so there's a thing with shaving. When you shave, okay, you are using the shaving stick to shave hair from the pores, okay, around the genital area. When you do that, once you shave, you open up the pores, the holes around the hair follicles where they are. And then if you have an encounter with your partner or anybody else that you don't, some people do sporadic stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, how do they call it?
Spontaneous sex.
There's
Or one night stand.
One, yeah.
One night
Or
stand.
those who do, I shave, today is the match day, so I'm
Yeah.
shaving for the match day.
Yeah.
This is for you.
So you see, those ones, you don't know where the person is coming from. You don't know how many people the person has slept with.
Right.
When you do that, you see, you are having seminal contact, seminal fluids. Okay, so once they smear the area, you are going to contract
whatever.
infection.
Oh.
Or if the person is just one person that you know that, okay, this is my partner, faithful partner, not, you can be faithful, but the other party will not be faithful. So if you know that it's a faithful partner, why not? You can just go ahead. But if it's not a faithful partner, wait 3 days, let the pores close up, and then you can go ahead and do whatever you
They'll
want.
tell you that if you wait, it will be a cactus. And it should be eaten the same day it's shaved. So, Doc, what is the best practice to shave? I mean, if you're not using the razor, the shaving stick, what should you use?
No, the razor is the
That's-
way to go. Yeah, it's the way to go. Why? People use other things.
Oh yes.
I mean, for example, I wax. I don't shave. Yeah.
Okay, so I've heard of the waxing, but I don't know what goes into the waxing, so I can't speak to that.
It's melted what? Wax.
There are different types. So there's it's melted. Can I say wax? So let's say they have the sugar one,
Okay.
and then they have other types of wax. So it's basically applied on your skin, like the pubic area or wherever the hair grows, and then there's like a paper that is put on it, or it can just be ripped off. So the hair is taken from the roots, unlike the shaving stick that just cuts it from the surface.
The surface.
Yes. So in this regard, I can't exactly tell, but I think it goes both ways, like what you just said, because
The
sometimes
pores
with the
are
waxing, the pores are open, and sometimes in case in ripping it's the force or friction is too much, you can bleed sometimes. If whoever is doing it is not careful. You can bleed. So I think it goes both ways.
Then
that you
it
have
goes.
to.
If that is how it is, then it goes both ways.
I mean, it's not always that you bleed, but just to be on the safer side. Yes.
So when you mentioned that giving head is a criminal offense, someone said it's in section 104(1)(b) of Act 29.
Thank you. Yes, that's what I mean by the criminal code. Yes.
Ooh.
So it's in section. Repeat that again.
104.
Yes.
Into brackets 1.
Yes,
into brackets
104(1).
1B of Act 29.
Of Act 29. So not only is the fact that giving head is, health-wise not the best, but legally too, it's illegal. Yes.
But this is the case people are doing it in their rooms. So
How will you know?
How would you know? So the best thing, like Delphina said, is to be careful.
Don't do it.
Better safe than sorry. People will still do it, but hey, it's better
Me,
safe
I
than
tell you
sorry.
from the beginning, I will not give you head. No, I will tell you. I'll be point. I will not give you head.
It's better safe
So
than
I mean,
sorry.
I'm not forcing you to give me head. I don't want. No. No.
Doug, so there's another myth. I think I have like 2 more myths. Some people say that you can't get an STI from oral sex. I think we already spoke about
Yes.
that.
We've demystified
Yeah,
that
we've
already.
demystified that already.
Your neck and your head.
Yes.
Cancer.
So at this point, it is currently 11:13. We're going to open up the phone lines. You can call us, text us, or send in your messages, either SMS or WhatsApp on 020-2222-073. Tell us, what's the funniest thing or strangest myth you've heard about STIs? You know, we want to hear everything. Let us know what it is. And whilst we wait to hear about all of that, Doc, I would want us to talk about, we've spoken about STIs, STDs, what they are, how it's contracted, and, you know, all of those nitty-gritties. But we'd also have to talk about the prevention. I know we spoke about a little bit of the prevention, but we didn't talk extensively about prevention. So would like to know, in terms of prevention, people always say use protection, but what exactly does that mean? You know, in terms of using protection, what exactly does that mean?
Okay. Thank you. So a number of times, you see, when people have sexual encounters without protection and they go and take oral contraceptive, they think that they are doing themselves a lot of service, but unfortunately they are doing themselves a lot of disservice, because you are trying to protect yourself from getting pregnant, but you've forgotten that an infection can be transmitted to you.
They fear the pregnancy more than the infection. Yeah.
You get it. So condom use is essential.
Right.
Condom use
Very
is
important.
Very important. Then also regular or routine STI screening.
Right.
These days we have facilities that do, you know, chlamydia, syphilis, gonorrhea, you know, all other tests that helps you to find out whether you have an STI in your system.
Yeah.
You understand? When you do that on a daily basis, routinely, especially if you know how, you know, active you are when it comes to sex. But I mean, that's the virgin or whoever cares about doing a routine. No, that's none of their business.
But Doc, I think even with the virgins, they also have to get tested, because virgins also go to salons, haircuts, barbers, you know.
Oh yes, but I mean, for young girls, we are looking at people like in between. These days, people start sexual activities very early.
Yeah.
You have people like 12 years
Having sex.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh.
When I
don't be
was
shocked.
12 years old, what was I doing?
Don't be shocked.
What was I doing at 12 years?
I was in school.
I got my period.
I got my period, I think, at 14.
Jesus Lord. People are having sex at 12.
In JHS3.
I've seen people that have given birth at age 12.
So that is not even teenage pregnancy. How are we going to term it?
That's a
Extremely
baby.
teenage pregnancy.
Yeah, that's extreme. That's still a child, not even a teen. Jesus Lord.
So the use of condom is essential. It's very, very essential. And then also the routine test I spoke about. Then you can discuss with your partner about best sexual practices. Okay. So one that you think works for you and that one that you think does not work for you. But you see, we live in a world whereby there's so much uncertainty. Okay. So in as much as I'm not trying to, you know, bring troubles to homes, but in as much as you think you are faithful, have you thought about the other party not being faithful? You understand? Because these days people go all out there and do all sorts of things.
It's crazy.
Come home and then clean
Yes.
their mouth.
Yes.
Understand? So
That's true.
you have to be very circumspect with some of these practices. This is very, very imperative, because you think that, oh, okay,
I'm good,
it's just me. But before you know, he's all over the place, catching infections and bringing them.
Swinging it left, right, center.
Yeah.
We had a call from 60, but unfortunately it's cut 60. If you could please call back, I would appreciate that. So, okay, he's actually calling back. Hi, 16.
Hello, pal.
What's up? Let's hear from you.
I say good evening, or good evening to yourself.
Good evening.
Good evening to Big Chris DJ, and also to the doc in the building. Really appreciate, the topic you guys are talking about. I think it's very, very informative. I also wanted to know, is it true that when you're shaving and the hair goes into the thing, it's also a form of gonorrhea? But I had that experience.
60. You're not too clear. If you could please speak up a bit and closer to the phone. You sound far.
Okay, I wanted to find out. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I wanted to find out if you shave and the hair gets into your penis. Is it a form of gonorrhea?
Okay, so you want to know when you shave and the hair gets into your penis, is it a form of gonorrhea?
How?
Because I went through that experience. I've been through that experience. It was very, very painful.
Okay.
I was taking a pee.
I see.
So I went to the hospital and they asked me when was the last time I had sex.
Okay.
And I told them that it's been a while. But during that period, like almost 6-7 months now, I know that I had sex before. So
okay.
They were amazed. And later they asked if I did shave within that short period of time, and I was like, yeah.
Okay.
They told me that also can cause gonorrhea.
Okay.
I just wanted to find out from the doctor in the studio if it's true that that's also a form of gonorrhea.
Okay, over to Doc then.
All right, so thank you. Gonorrhea is a sexually transmitted infection.
Yes.
There's no other route to you getting gonorrhea than having it through sex or a mother transmitting that infection to the child. Yeah.
Okay. 60.
So I wanted to know what form of STI was that?
No, it wasn't an STI. Probably you should have spoken with your healthcare provider to take you through, some tests, a rigorous test for you to come out with. Because you don't just look at just one aspect of whatever you are having. You need the clinical bit and the investigation bit to come together with a diagnosis. Yeah.
Also, thank you for further explaining that our ladies have the major careers of STI. And I wanted to know what are some of the things that forms it. I want to know the origin of it, like where it came from to be formed in hair. Vagina for us to have sex and also get infection.
It's from you, the men now.
You see the way you wanted to turn this thing around and it came back to you. 60. What was that dog there? Winnie? It's from you, the men.
Yeah.
It's from us.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
You saying it's from us?
Yes.
Really?
Where did you go?
Okay, so how is it forming us? How is it formed?
Where did you go? Where did you get it from? You went somewhere, right? You don't just get it. So you should have an encounter with someone.
So where I got it from, I want to know where I got it from, how it happened and how it was being formed in me.
If you had stayed at home, you wouldn't have got it.
Doc, wait, who does you question?
Dog dear, what we need. 60. Thank you so much for calling in.
Anyway, thanks so much.
All right. So, Doc, I think from everything we've said, I mean, protecting yourself it shows responsibility on your part, and not just for everyone. We have another caller. Hello.
Hey, lady.
Hello.
Yeah.
Foreigner.
Yeah, what's up?
Ade, how far?
Yeah, Dr. you do.
I do.
Why? You get this.
Oh no, foreigner.
You say I do, like you get this.
Hey, no, please, no.
Yeah, Dr. Justin. Yeah, Peter. Oh, Charlie, I've learned a lot this evening. Charlie, I try you. Charlie, we have to give him an award.
We thank you. We'll be waiting for the award.
Yeah, you're educating us, Charlie. Keep doing a good job for Mother Nana.
Foreigner, you hear say, doc say, if they give head or if woman they won't give you head, you for tell the woman make it stop because you care about that woman.
Me, I can't stop a woman giving me head, but I won't do it.
You won't do it. So the same way you won't do it prevents her from giving you head because she can.
If she's comfortable doing it, I can't deny her of a pleasure. Maybe that's what will make her feel. See. Doc, I want to ask a question.
Yes, please.
This tightening of the vagina, does it have any implications on we the men?
No, it doesn't. Just that if the woman's pH is altered and then it allows for infections, it depends on the kind of bacteria that goes in there. You can't just sit from afar and say that okay, this woman did this and so she will get this. Is a multifaceted approach. So you want to look at the clinical bit, the investigation bit for you to arrive at your diagnosis. You don't just take it from just one aspect and say that because the woman did ABC. So if the woman has done ABC, okay, and she's not all over the place, she's not exposing herself to anything. Okay, but if she's doing that and she's all over the place, then she opens herself up. It's like you know that maybe there are witches here, then you go and open yourself up for them to swallow you. You understand that kind of thing. Yeah.
I'm not question man.
Okay.
So what is it that this one I'm not like so is it possible for a lady's like downside to be smelling and she doesn't notice?
Oh yes. A number of times we have an infection.
Is it a form of infection or?
Yeah, I mentioned bacterial vaginosis,
yes,
right?
and even candida as well.
Yes. When you have bacterial vaginosis, you'll be producing a discharge. Okay, it is more or less like greenish, yellowish discharge. It's very bad. The odor is very, very, very
doc,
bad.
And if you tell them like they think you are so if you tell them like you think you are dismissing them,
they take offense.
Yeah, some of the ladies they don't know.
You just have to find a nice approach. Sometimes approach or something.
You can even approach. You can even take it to even a 5-star and listen and give her a good treat and tell her that you say, oh, why? So you think I'm smelling, and you see that I'm going inside and you know what is going on. But she won't take it easily with you. You see, some of the ladies, the mom have had.
So in that regard, you can choose not to even tell the person. You can just decide to take.
So what about if you want to help the person so that the person can get it treated?
Yeah, so you can just go to the doctor. You can just assume that you also have a problem. You are going with her. Okay. Then when you go there, you can just tell the doctor that, oh, you think that you have an infection and you think because you have one partner, you both want to be taken care of.
Yeah.
When you do it that way, I don't think she would find it as very worrying. Yeah.
That's true. Sorry, now you okay? Are you satisfied?
Amen.
But what I don't understand is, as a woman, if you're having a discharge and it's foul smell, how are you not aware?
I think from what
some I don't know. That's what I'm asking. You see, some of them, Charlie, when they just take the part out, Charlie, everywhere smells, and they don't even know.
That's nasty.
Hey, and I'm like, you don't know. Like, how is it possible?
I see.
You see, and if you're telling them like
they're offended.
Yeah, being arrogant and all those stuff. Like you don't know what you're saying.
So
but we want the betterment for you.
The approach also matters.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
appreciating. You see, that's why sometimes when you come and you don't call you again, then you say, oh, no, oh, you came to enter once. You see, I'm calling and then he's going me. But you don't know what the person went through.
Yeah.
So you will talk to your ladies. So.
Foreigner.
You will talk to them. And now education, now our patients and all, they don't even teach our this thing so. Now our TV stations, they make of how they call it, cucumber, and all this stuff.
That's why you have to tune into room service to listen and get educated, and that's what you're doing.
But it's not the whole Ghana that is listening.
Yeah, it's not the whole Ghana. So as you've heard, you spread the word.
Spread the word, talk chatter.
Yeah, you spread the word, and luckily for us and for you, it's live on X and it's recorded, so you could always go and tell the person. You can listen again, and you educate yourself that way, because we have a public health expert in the studio tonight. So you spread the word.
Doc, she try. She will come every 2 days.
See. Every Tuesday she will come.
She will come. No,
Farina, thank you for calling.
Charlie, this out to you go.
All right, thank you.
Have a good evening.
All right, you too. All right, Doc. Can you contract an STI from kissing? I think we spoke about herpes, the cold sores. Okay, so is it when the person has it?
Yes, when the person has.
So does every cold sore means the person has herpes?
Oh no, not every cold sore doesn't mean that you have herpes. Yeah. Sometimes it could be maybe a trauma to your labial area or your mouth area.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then sometimes too it could be. Sometimes you are getting some sort of infection like malaria, like.
Okay,
so
it has different.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey, hello.
Hi, good evening. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
I'm Manasa, calling from South.
Please, can you move away from your radio? There's a feedback. Like, turn it down. Okay.
Yeah.
So, can we get your name and where you're calling from again?
Please, I'm Nanase. I'm calling from South.
Okay, hello, Nanasai. Please proceed.
Yeah. So I'm loving the topic, and I want to ask the doctor about the effects of the STIs. I heard they said that when you get infected and you're not able to treat it for quite a long time, it may lead to something else.
Yeah. So your question.
So you want to know what it leads to.
Okay. All right. Over to you, Doc.
All right. So every infection and then what's the the long-term complication could be. So for example, like I said, the hepatitis left untreated will give you the liver cancer, the liver cirrhosis, and liver failure at the long run. Then also, if we look at the other STI like chlamydia and all that, it can lead to infertility in both men and women. And so these are some of the complications that are associated. If you look at HIV, if left untreated, you don't go on your medications. The complications are that you go into the AIDS stage, and then you can have. Sometimes there's something we call HIV nephropathy. That's a kidney problem that's associated with HIV.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, you can also have, a cerebral toxoplasmosis, whereby you think that it's stroke, but it's, HIV that went into the brain and then knocked you down.
Oh, my Jesus.
So, and then sometimes you can also die from the condition. So these are some of the things that we just don't want to happen. Let's just preempt and then, solve the problems and the initial do secondary prevention if it has to be with cervical cancer. For the high risk viruses like 16 and 18, you want to do your secondary prevention by doing your 2-year pap smear and HPV test as a woman if you are above. I mean, the teaching has been above 25, but these days even less than 25, they are sexually
sex,
active.
yeah.
So, I think that, right from the time the word go, when you begin to be sexually active, you just start doing your test as well. And then subject yourself to routine, screening, STIs, practice safe sex, use condoms. If you think that you are not comfortable with your partner, don't do oral sex or practice oral sex. Also, make sure that you get your vaccination done up to date, depending on what the outcome of your your labs when it comes to HPV, when it comes to pap smear, when it comes to Hep B and all that.
Okay. Nana say, has your question been answered?
Yeah, very well.
Okay.
Now I also want to know, maybe is there a well prescribed or way of treating it, or because some of us we all we know is the antibiotics and the stuff. Sometimes you treat it and it's not are effective.
I think, Nana say, based off of what you're saying, I think we spoke about this earlier, where Doc was saying that these days there's an abuse of antibiotics. So even if you do notice that there's something going on with you, you have to go to the hospital or speak to a medical expert to get a prescription from that medical expert for a particular antibiotic to take. You don't just go to the pharmacy and just, get whatever it is you want. We spoke about that. I don't know if you're just tuning in, but yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you do see there's something wrong with you, just go into any hospital and then talk to a doctor, and then you'll be given the right medication and, be well taken care of. Doc, correct me if I'm wrong. I think we spoke about
You
that.
are right. And then you see, we've been having this issue in our facilities these days where, you want to give a patient a particular antibiotic and the particular infection they have is resistant that particular antibiotic. That's because we have a community of abuse of antibiotics. People just walk over the counter, buy antibiotics without proper prescriptions. So because of that, we're struggling to find the appropriate. A number of times you do a culture and the particular infection is resistant to this and sensitive to just maybe one or two, which is very costly. So if we are able to let people understand that abuse of antibiotics, we are creating a community of resistance. And so when it's time for us to use the particular antibiotic for what it is meant for, it doesn't work. That is why people say, oh, may use it's because probably you've been abused. For example, there's one particular medication, azithromycin. When COVID came, everybody is coughing and they go and buy azithromycin. Everybody is coughing, they go and buy amoxiclav. So if you go to a very good pharmacy and there's a proper pharmacist there, and you want to buy antibiotics, they will be questioning you, asking you a lot of questions. Sometimes you feel a bit uncomfortable, but it's inure to our own benefits, because at the end of the day, they are trying to prevent a community of resistance, so that the antibiotics can be used for what they are meant for.
Okay, Nana say,
but Doc, I want to ask this one. So, when it comes to this topic, I think there's a lot of perception about this one in terms of how it's contracted, how you can treat it, and all the issues associated with it. So why is it so controversial when it comes to STDs and STIs?
No, it's not controversial if you go to the right healthcare provider. It's never controversial. Because when it comes to treating conditions, it's not just because somebody used that medication and it worked for them, so you also have to use the same thing. No, you need to go to your healthcare provider. Let them look at the clinical bit. Let them run a test to ascertain what their suspicion is. Then they can take you through the proper management, and then you can augur well for you. Other than that, you just be pouring water on stones.
Yes.
I like that.
Nana saying, are your questions answered?
Very well answered.
Great. Thank you so much for calling in, Nana say.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Bye.
Other than that, you just be pouring water on stones.
Yes. I like what you said. So let's quickly check if we have another caller that is 60 again. Hello, 16.
Yeah, hello, Bill.
Yep, quick one. What's up?
Yeah, I had to come again. Yeah, I wanted to know, apart from the medication, right? Is there that routine that one can, do, or probably activities that one can, as a meals, food, that a person can eat, just to minimize this form of, illness, or this form of disease?
So you're asking if there are any meal plans or like a healthy diet a man can go on to prevent contracting an STI or STD, right?
Yes.
I'm going to just tell you no, but over to Doc.
Absolutely.
It is no. What magic?
Doc, please.
What magic food are you trying to eat to prevent it? Just abstain. Practice safe sex.
Or maybe the food you can eat is to regularly get tested, right?
Yeah, that's food.
That's food, yes. 16. That's
No,
food.
but bro, honestly, let her answer. Probably she would,
She
Okay.
just said it.
Dog just answered, but dog, please answer 60.
No, I don't think there's any particular food when it comes, unless maybe you want to eat healthy and keep your body in shape and all that. Then that one you can do a lot of fruits, vegetables, drink a lot of water,
Regular
and exercise. Yeah.
So the eating of ginger, onion,
No, it
spring
doesn't.
onions,
No.
What is that doing for you?
Don't help.
It doesn't.
No.
Dog
sir.
said it doesn't do anything. You
It
just gotta get
doesn't.
tested.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about those who? You see, we have blood types, right? We have people with different blood types, and some people don't smoke, they don't drink, but they end up having those illness.
Yeah. It's because probably they have some genetic bit. I don't know if you've heard of Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Angelina Jolie had a mastectomy done
Yes.
because she did a genetic test that's came out that she has the BRCA1, BRCA2, the genetic components
cancer.
that predisposes you to getting breast cancer.
Yeah.
Apparently her mother or her auntie had the condition, so she wanted to prevent it. So there are some bloodline conditions, you see. Just as the Bible talks about bloodline cases, medicine also has established bloodline conditions that runs from families, from mother, father. That's when you go to hospital and you are hypertensive or diabetic, they'll ask you, do you have a family history, your mother, your father, your grandparents or something. Even with cancers, prostate cancer for men, they will ask you, do you have a father who had prostate issue? Do you have a grandfather? So you want to trace it from generation to generation. You understand? So medicine has established that bit. Just as, in the spiritual part of our lives, we have also established that bit as
Right.
well. Yeah.
Okay. 60.
So what about those who smoke, drink, and do all those activities, but still don't end up dying of cancer?
Yeah, it's so amazing. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. It's unfortunate, but okay, well, in Ghana, I don't see people smoking and not having. Elsewhere, you see people smoking and they have the condition. Anybody I knew died from, let's say, lung cancer or something, had an antecedent of smoking. You see, but because our part of the world, I always say, our health system is not robust. So even if they have it,
They wouldn't
statistics
know.
won't pick it up.
Yeah.
Okay, because they're in the house, they die in the house. They will say,
Exactly.
after a short illness, probably they might have the condition, and then
You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
60.
Pearl,
Yes.
I think I will just slide this in. I had a Korean friend who also told me of one thing, like I'm not telling the smokers to do this, but you see, coffee, right? Coffee, do you know coffee minimize as in it heals cancer. I don't heal, but minimize cancer in a way.
Coffee.
Yes, coffee.
Is that scientifically proven?
I don't know.
Yes, it is.
Doc, please tell us, is that scientifically
I
proven?
don't know of coffee with relation, but rather what medical science says is that you have to reduce your intake of coffee. Yes, you reduce your intake of coffee instead than taking more coffee. Yeah.
Okay. 60.
So I'll end by saying Delphina and Pearl, Munja Rough. That head low number of the band, Munja Rough, your person, Yamano. What is saying, Yama?
60.
Thank you very
Yes,
much.
true. 60. what we are saying is that Doc said it is not medically advised because you're exposing yourself to cancer of the neck and
head.
Thank you.
So you're giving head, and in the end, you get cancer of the head.
And neck.
Which one too is that?
And legally, it's also backing the medical experts
Yes.
saying that it is illegal in the criminal code.
Yes.
Okay, you know something? We'll keep ourselves hygienic so that we can have the activities in peace.
So keeping yourself hygienic is staying to one partner. Be faithful to one partner. Do not have multiple sexual partners. It's not just about having sex or putting your penis in a vagina, but do not be having multiple women or men giving you head. I think, Doc, am I right? Yes, it's the same. So if you want to have head, just make sure you're faithful.
Sure, Pearl.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
No,
60.
thank you Sue, very
You're
much.
welcome, sister. Is it sisters or sisters?
60.
60. All
Yes,
right.
the number
Okay,
60.
All right.
Yeah. So, Doc, in a situation where someone finds out that they have indeed contracted an STI or STD, what's next? Let's say you go to the hospital to run a routine test, and then the results come out that I think there's a scary part where they come out with a paper and then they call you into a room and all that drama, then your mind will just start traveling what's going on. So let's say it's a situation whereby you actually find out that you have contracted an STI or STD. What happens next? Let's answer this caller and then we'll go right into that. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Hi, good evening. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, okay. I'm Bill from Ashton.
Could you please speak up? I can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
This is Bill from Ashton.
Okay, please speak up. Let's hear what you have to say.
All right. I want to say a shout out to YSL and a very big thank you to Doctor. My question is, when I'm smoking, I'm a high type guy, and what's going to take or what's going to clean things after high school?
We can't hear your question. If you can please speak up. You're very far from the phone.
All right. Sorry. I guess you got some better. I'm trying to ask Doctor.
Yes.
I'm a high smoke.
You smoke?
It's not cigarette or anything. Foreign food, which is good, mango or which is. So, is there anything I would take to after I smoke?
So if I understand you correctly, you're asking Doc, you're saying to Doc that you smoke, you're a smoker. So you want to know from Doc if there's any food that you can eat or anything you can do to keep yourself healthy. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Over to you, Doc.
Okay, so if you smoke, I know smoking is a habit, and we say habits once formed. So if you are taking, let's say, 3 sticks a day, try and reduce it to like 2. Now, eventually or gradually, mental health is becoming a big deal for us in Ghana. So you can speak to somebody from a mental health, it can be a mental health nurse, it can be an addiction therapist, it can be anybody from the mental health unit. And then they will advise you, they will speak with you, they will counsel you, and they will take you through therapy sections where eventually you can quit smoking. And there's at the end of the day, to inure to all of us our benefits. Because don't forget, you are not only smoking, but also there's also a secondary or a passive smoker as well. Yeah.
And is there like any food he can take to keep himself healthy?
Food is just the normal fruits, vegetables,
okay.
exercising, drinking water.
Okay.
That cuts across
everyone.
Yeah.
So Doc is telling you that even though you're a heavy smoker, try to stop, and she's told you the several avenues.
It's hard to stop.
Yes.
You have to minimize.
So,
minimize.
And then speak to a mental health person to just take him through some section. We have addiction therapists in the various mental health units, across psychiatry, Pantine, and all those places.
Okay, all right. Please, is your question answered?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very clean. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Okay, so Doc, back to what we were discussing, whereby you go to the hospital for the routine check, as we should, and you find out that indeed, yes, you do have the STI or STD. What's next?
Okay, so if you have the STI or STD, it's not the end of the world. Okay. So if once the doctor tells you that, okay, it's been confirmed with your symptoms and then the lab investigation, you have this condition, definitely there's a roadmap for your treatment. So they start the treatment, and then after some time, you come for review, they assess you, you are better off, and then you are good to go. Okay.
But Doc, in our part of the world, there's also the issue of stigmatization, whereby, let's say you're taking the medication that is prescribed for you, you leave it in your room, your house, someone sees it, and they're like, oh, he or she has this gonorrhea, or he or she has HIV, or, the stigmatization starts. How do we put an end to stigmatization? How do we, preach the word out there that, like you said, is not the end of the world? How do we let the public know that someone having HIV doesn't mean that you touching the person or you eating with the person means you contract it? I know that you will not contract it that way. How do we, let society know that stigmatization doesn't help such situations, but rather opening up and embracing such people and conditions rather helps the society instead? How do we come about that?
Okay, so first of all, let me just, applaud the Ghanaian people, because over time, I think this issue of stigmatization is getting better.
Good.
People are now becoming aware of their environment and understanding that there's a need to embrace everybody. There should be what we call the inclusivity or something. So you just bring everybody on board. If you do that and you show them love, then they feel belonged. But rather, if we chastise them and then we let them feel like they are not part of the community and all that, then they go into emotional trauma, they go into depression, they think a lot, they feel that life is not worth living, and then at the end of the day they can just do something to themselves. And some of these people have kids, so imagine they just maybe commit suicide or something. Who takes care of the children?
The kids,
but at least when they are alive and they are taking their medication, going about their duties, HIV is not in the constitution does not say that because you have HIV you can't work in you are able to work in every institution that you are working in. Even if you're a healthcare provider, you can work in your institution as you are supposed to. Understand? So the stigma, we are doing well. I mean, over time we are doing well. Even though now the advocacy is not loud like before. I think we've come a long way. We've come a long way, and then we must applaud ourselves.
That's good. So I think, Doc, with what you said, then it goes hand in hand. The whole STI STD conversation goes hand in hand with mental health. Because I can imagine
you can marry there too.
Because you can imagine what goes into the mind of someone who just found out that shit, I'm positive. Like they're thinking about ending their lives. My life has come to an end. But you saying the words, your life has not come to an end, they are not even hearing it. So I think counseling also comes in play at that point, right? To help the person who just found out with that.
In our hospitals we have the counseling unit as well.
I see. This has been very, very educative for everyone and myself as well, because today I got to find out that
you can get cancer from giving head.
Clacky. Yes. And I think education is really, really critical, and I'm really glad that we had Doc on the show for today, because she said a lot, and I think we've also answered a lot of questions that has been on people's minds about STI, and I think that's what public health is about, to educate the public more about what it is and everything. So, Doc, is it there's also the cost aspect. Can you walk into any facility? I know private, definitely you would have to pay, but public, is there a cost associated with if you'd want to get tested? Is it very high if you have to pay? What's the process with that? Can you just walk into the hospital if there's a specific unit that you have to go to? What's the process with that?
Okay, so you can visit your general practitioner, your GP, in the consulting room, and then maybe you've heard of STI STDs. If you want to screen, you tell your doctor. He will write all the labs for you, and then you go and do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Doc, do you think we talk enough about sex education or sex health at home and in schools?
No, we don't.
Why?
It's because our culture frowns on, some of these talks, and then we think that when we talk about it, we are exposing the children. But rather, I feel that you should rather teach them and let them know, because if you don't, they'll go and learn from somewhere.
Definitely.
They will learn from somewhere. They will learn from school. Now with the proliferation of social media,
Yep.
they will learn from social
Yep.
media. Somebody else will teach your children what to
Yeah,
do.
yeah. I think from what you've even said on the show, I've said before that my mom started talking to me about sex from the age of 7. So there was a funny thing that happened where one time I asked her, "Mommy, how are babies born?" And that time we didn't have like 90, we didn't have like cell phones, like smartphones like today. So I asked her, "Mommy, how are babies born?" And then she looked at my face and she says, "Oh, God gives us babies and then the babies come out of our mouths." Tell me why, after my mom said that, I turned the TV on to watch TV and I'm seeing a woman pushing a baby out of her vagina. So I go to my mom and I'm like, "Mommy, but you said the baby comes out of the mouth. I just saw on TV that a baby was coming from somebody's." And when I was a child, we used to call the vagina papala. So I was like, "Mommy, I just saw a baby coming out of someone's papala." My mom just looked at me like she didn't know what to tell me. She just said, "Get out."
She didn't specify which mouth.
I know.
There are 2 mouths.
I know, she didn't specify. Yeah, but I mean, what Doc has said is true. I think kids they start having sex at 12.
Yeah.
Someone giving birth at 12, not starting having sex at giving birth at 12.
Yes. So I think starting a sex education even from 5 years is not too.
There's something we call early menarche.
Yeah.
So that's the child having the period
Mhm.
before the estimated age for
Yeah.
period.
Mm-hmm.
So people like that, you can't say that, oh, we are waiting till like, let's say 13, 14 for them to get their period.
No.
At 11, they've already gotten it, and then there are talks in schools about their bodies and all that.
Yeah.
You see,
They're even
so,
exploring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Crazy.
That's dangerous, man. That's dangerous.
Guys, start talking to your children, your nephews, your nieces. Start educating them from the house. If the school is not teaching them, you do. Okay.
Yes. So we have a few messages here. Let's quickly run through them. This 60 said, "I have also been educated today, but hate that law about head." Ha ha ha.
It's in your room. Nobody will know. But
Nobody
yeah,
will know.
if it's with one partner, sure.
Yes.
Multiple partners, say there's no cancer of the throat and air of the neck, and the head is coming for you.
But
eventually.
60, you know what? You can hate the law, but the law will still find you, darling. You can hate the law, but the law will still find you. If it finds you wanting, it will get you. Doc, thank you so much. I cannot stop saying thank you for real.
You're
because
welcome.
This has been very, very educative.
yes, very, very, very educative. Doc, one more question. My questions just keep coming abruptly. Sexual, what do you call them? Sex toys, basically. They don't have any play in this.
The dildos and all
Yes. So let's say
How about fingering?
fingering too comes
that.
in.
What do you want to ask about fingering?
Are you prone to getting an infection from fingering?
I think so.
Oh no, it's
Oh?
it's not sexually. We are
It's
talking
not
about
sexually.
body contact fluids
Mm.
and
Okay.
all that.
All right,
So,
that's
Yeah.
fine.
But Doc, the germs from
Your fingers and all that.
So
Can't
it
it-
doesn't give you sexually transmitted.
Oh, not sexually.
Right.
All that I can do is probably alter the pH of
Of
the
your-
vagina and
okay.
then predispose you to candida, but
Candida.
not sexually
right,
transmitted.
right. Yes. So Doc, like I was saying, you mentioned the dildos, shared dildos that go from one vagina to the other vagina. Can it, spread or infect you
Yes.
of an STI?
Yeah. Once you are doing it directly, and probably there's no time that has elapsed on the period for the viruses and the bacteria. Bacteria, because they have a very thick capsula, it
Yeah.
takes a longer time for them to die.
I see.
So if
see.
there's no time within, the usage, then you are because it's from fluid,
Yeah.
you
fluid to
insect
fluid.
and
Yeah.
then there's fluid coming out, unless maybe there's no fluid coming
Yeah.
out. But if there's fluid coming out, you're insecting into another person.
Okay.
Then
Okay, I see. Doc, in fact, I'm going to say thank you again. Tonight we've been with Dr. Josephine Doji Aintree.
Right.
Yes, and I cannot stop saying thank you to her because she has opened our eyes and educated us a lot on STDs
And
and
STIs.
STIs. Doc, thank you so much for sharing your
You're
time
welcome.
and wisdom with us tonight. Any final words for our listeners?
Yeah, so for my final words, because I am a public health person, I believe in preventative medicine or prevention. So all that I would say is that they should ensure that vaccination is key.
Right.
Do your Hep B, do your pap smear, do your HPV test. If you are negative, get a vaccine ASAP. You don't want to wait to get the cervical cancers. You don't want to wait to get the liver cancers, the liver failure, okay, the liver cirrhosis and all that. You don't want to get there. Then also, safe sexual practices.
Right.
Okay, like we've said, if you know you have multiple sexual partners, be very circumspect if you are doing oral sex.
Right.
We've said that. The use of condoms is very essential. Partners should discuss among themselves a lot about STIs. Okay, they should screen before even getting intimate. Okay, that will help us go a long way and then to cut down some of these conditions.
Indeed. That's very beautifully said. Yes, listeners, that brings us to the end of tonight's edition of Room Service. We hope you learned something new today. And
I did a lot.
Yes, I'm glad you did. I also did. And most importantly, that you feel empowered to make healthier choices. And, just remember, always have it in your mind that it is your responsibility to take good care of your health, most especially your sexual health. Nobody would do that for you. Nobody would, drag you from your house, from your office, where you walk into the hospital and do so. These days, hospitals are open 24/7. And so when you just walk in there, you'll be attended to. And I'm your host, Pearl Turbo, here with my co-host, Delphina, and our DJ, Big Chris DJ. We're signing off, and join us again
next week. But before we go, just know that Room Service was proudly sponsored by Pleasure Avenue, which is a premier adult online store based in Accra, 7 customers nationwide and worldwide. We offer a carefully created selection of high quality products designed to inspire exploration, enhance intimacy, and elevate your pleasure. Our mission is to empower individuals and couples to embrace their sensuality with confidence, discretion, and excitement. You can visit our social media platforms on TikTok, that's Pleasure Avenue, on Instagram, Pleasure Avenue 1, Snapchat, Pleasure Avenue 0, and the WhatsApp number is 055-274-6582.
All right, guys. Remember, every Tuesday from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight, we'll see you guys again next week, Tuesday. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and good night.